Take Care's mission is to provide guidance for self-care, mapping the way to wellness. Self-care is physical, mental, emotional, and cultural. It's adapting a unique and individual balance that is ever-changing. Our Be Safe segment aids in providing comfort and confidence dealing with the situations that may produce harm or unpleasant feelings. This Be Safe class, De-escalating Aggressive Behavior, concentrates on dealing with an individual that may be agitated and or angry. Our goal is to avoid harm and keep everyone safe. If you are watching this with others, feel free to pause and discuss after each section. In this course, you will learn about the types of violence that occur, factors that play into why someone might become agitated and aggressive, and the indications that a situation may be escalating. We share ways to help protect yourself by being aware of your surroundings and tips on what to do and not to do as the situation intensifies. We can't always avoid violence, but being prepared for it will help. Our training starts prior to the aggression occurring and advances as the situation may deteriorate into a violent incident. There are many different types and classifications that it would be very difficult to fully understand them all. Violence, abuse, neglect are all rooted in hate or some type of fear. I instruct a class on preventing violence in the workplace. A participant shared a story where he applied the process outside of work. He was asleep when he heard someone break in his front door. He went to investigate and he saw his new neighbor in his living room. He discovered his neighbor had been drinking and he thought he was in his own home. He got him calmed down and oriented until his friends came and took him home. He came back the next day to apologize and pay for the damages. He could have been arrested or worse if he had broken into a different home. This shows how different the outcome can be between escalating and de-escalating a situation. Think of violence as violating. In my example, the homeowner was violated with the privacy and could have been their safety. But with de-escalating, everyone was safe. Looking at who is involved and impacted, you will see that it is everyone in some manner. We of course first think of ourselves as being the victim, but have you ever been guilty of aggression? Road rage or frustration can get the better of us, and many times we can take it out on ourselves or on someone else. And it doesn't stop there. If someone you know or care about or even learn about is assaulted, you will instinctively have emotions that could provoke you to act in a negative way. Think of a recent news report where someone was intentionally hurt. You will feel sad and mad at the same time. Those feelings will affect and influence you. The point is that this is from your unique perspective based on the situation at the time. We will all experience some type of violence in our lives. Take a look at some of these underlying influences. Past experiences and the current situation affects how a person responds. For example, some people are known as huggers, while others are not comfortable or have not been exposed to that type of touchy-feely way. Physical and emotional feelings, either real or imagined, can cause a person to have fear and frustrations, and their reaction may be one of many, including anger and a fight response. Add an irregularity, such as a disorder or trigger, to the mix, and it adds more fuel to the fire. The point here is that there are multiple factors that make up why a person may become agitated. Think of it as chemicals that alone are harmless but explosive when added together, and then they just need a spark to set it off. I'll confess my own failure. I spent the night with my father as he passed away in the hospital. While driving home in the morning, some young people started playing road games with me. Filled with emotions and very tired, I had no patience, and it worsened to the point that I cut them off, got out of my car screaming at them. I'm lucky that no one was hurt. Don't be the spark. Here are some standard space bubbles that people have. The best thing to do is give adequate space for your own safety and that of others. Imagine how much space you are comfortable with between you and a loved one. Now imagine how much space you want between you and an angry bee, for instance. Don't be the bee, don't anger the bee, and don't get stung. We'll see later that 6 feet, or about 2 arm lengths, is the standard distance in a volatile situation. There is usually some indication that a person is getting upset. Look for these warning signs as the engagement continues. They may be normal habits, but don't take them lightly. Be aware if they intensify or if more start up. Is there some on here that you have seen someone do while getting upset, or maybe you do when you're frustrated? I will huff, and I have been known to tap my finger without realizing it. One not listed on here is crossing your arms. Be aware of these signs. The previous information presented leads up to keeping yourself safe first and foremost. You can't help anyone if you are hurt or incapacitated in some way, including being trapped or held. At the end of Signs and Clues, we said to be aware of the signs, but you have to be aware that you don't do some of the same things. If someone is yelling at you, be sure to use a normal volume and slow your speech in hope the other person will match you. Patiently listen to find out why the person is upset. Try not to show emotion like rolling your eyes or shaking your head or folding your arms. Know where the exit is and don't get cornered into a space you can't get out of. See if there are objects the person could use as a weapon. Have some idea of what you want to happen. For instance, have the person leave or to have them calm down and work with you. And lastly, move if you have to. Don't get stung. All of these put together will make you more comfortable in the moment, and that will make the other person more at ease as well. So in other words, be cool. We have a number of tips that include reviewing some of the suggestions already stated. Remember, this is presented from the start of a situation and trying to keep it contained. But sometimes things will get out of hand and it can happen quickly. One trained person should take point and give instructions to the others. Then they should be the only one to engage with the person that is upset if they are comfortable doing so. Getting help will take time, so know what help you might need and have it ready. If there are others in the area, have them out of sight but within earshot. If you think you will need 911, have it ready to call. This is not a spectator sport. Tell non-helpers to please clear the area. Ask them to get some official help if you believe it may be necessary. The goal to keep everyone safe is easier if there are fewer people there. It also takes away the chance that someone may contribute to the problem at hand. Remember to keep 6 feet or 2 arm lengths away. If you can't touch each other, you have a better chance of keeping yourself safe. Place yourself near the door so you can keep that distance or more if needed. If they decide to go, best thing is to let them go. Follow at a safe distance if you believe they are in danger of hurting someone or themselves. Don't stand straight in front of the other person. It is intimidating and makes them feel confronted. Don't fold your arms or put your hands behind your back. Control the volume and use comforting language. Have a supportive stance. Bend your knees slightly and place your feet about shoulder width or staggered. This provides a stability that allows you to move if you need to. Never turn and run. Always be sure you can see the person. Manage your facial expressions. Do not roll your eyes, shake your head, or make faces that might be interpreted as negative. The acronym AIDIT gives a checklist on how to set the tone for the conversation. It's very important to give as much time as it takes. Be patient, find out their name and what the issue is. Listening is more important than talking to start off. Orient the individual and set a goal to work together and help each other out. Be brief and clear when you talk. Ask one question at a time. Provide specific feedback or give a single direction. For example, you might say, "What is it you want?" or "Stop shouting." If they continue, you may repeat the same or say the same thing but in a different way, like, "The yelling needs to stop." We all have the right to feelings, and sometimes we need to express them. Put the information together with their emotions to understand what might pacify them and see if it can be achieved. This will establish mutual respect and an atmosphere of working together. At this point, you should be able to communicate both ways. Keep engaged by using positive words even when you disagree. Don't say things like, "You're wrong." To agree to disagree, you might say, "I see your point of view, but I have a different thought." Then ask if you can share your idea. When they start to disagree again, start over with your listening skills and be patient even if they aren't. Then move on to the next step. This may be hard to do in the short time you have, but it is important to state what needs to happen now. Sometimes there are different ways to achieve a goal. How it's done can be up to the person who is upset, but you are in charge and have to set what ultimately needs to be done. Let's say you decide the person needs to move to a private space. You can say so and follow up with choices. Say, "We can't stay here. We can go to the other room or to the stairs or outside." The goal is not to stay in that public open space. If they don't make a choice, add a consequence such as, "If you stay here, I'm going to walk away and there will be no one to help you." You can see at this point that the situation has not been resolved. You now have one option left. With the goals set, you now set the rules as well. Remember all the types of violence that was listed? None of these are acceptable. If they are yelling, cursing, hitting, or anything else that is inappropriate, let them know it won't be tolerated. You may say, "Stop yelling and hitting the table now, or I will call for help and have you removed," and then you will not get any help with what you want. Let them know it is their last chance for you to assist them, but this is the final warning about how to behave. The de-escalation tactics don't always work. Sometimes the person cannot be reasoned with, and you must protect yourself and others. If you can, walk away. Never turn your back. Keep an eye on the person. If they keep you there, call for help. Scream and holler. Wave your hands, anything to distract and confuse the person. If they grab or hit you, block it, fight it, and protect yourself. Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. Don't hesitate, move. Don't freeze. Keep looking for a way out. Do what you need to get away. No matter the outcome, record the occurrence as soon as you can. Talk to someone, write it down, use your phone video. If this person was violent with you, they have most likely been so in the past and will be so in the future. The only way for it to stop is to have them answer for their actions. Let's review the tips. One person in charge and talking. Help includes 911 or others nearby. Only helpful people should be there. Stay 6 feet away with an escape route. Don't match their bad behavior. Be cool. Give the conversation as much time as it is needed. Be patient and listen. Be brief and to the point when speaking. Acknowledge them and their thoughts and feelings. Be positive in your responses. State what needs to happen. Set the rules. Protect yourself at all times. And lastly, record what happened and talk with somebody about it. In this Be Safe lesson on de-escalating aggression, there was a lot of information on what to do, and it could all happen very quickly. Review and practice this course to get more proficient. Watch it again in a few months and be safe. You can find this and other free online courses at takecare.health. Please subscribe to our channel and share this resource to help us help everyone to take care.